All right, so I was on a live the other day and someone asked, hey, what's a good oud fragrance? And I mentioned that my favorite oud fragrance is YSL M7. But the problem with YSL M7, it's discontinued. And because it's discontinued, it's hard to find, it's hard to get, it just isn't readily available. And I thought, man, it's a shame. However, there is a clone of that fragrance. And that's what got the idea for this fragrance video. So I'm gonna talk about 5 fragrance clones that smell very similar to a hard to find discontinued fragrance. So the one I was talking about is this one right here. This is Absolute Oud Magnificent 7. This is a beautiful fragrance. It smells very similar to M7 Oud by YSL. Gorgeous fragrance, a little bit of spice, but mostly just divine oud. I think, and don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that was Tom Ford's last fragrance when he was in charge of YSL Creativity, the direct release. And it smells like a Tom Ford oud. It's like oud wood style, not the tobacco oud style or the Montal oud, the dark oud. This is more of an uplifting, sweet, easy to wear oud. I love it. And this smells almost one-to-one with M7 from YSL. Absolutely love it. This is from Fragrance World, Absolute Oud Magnificent 7. Smells amazing, easy to get on fragrancebuy.ca. I think Joma Shop even has it occasionally. But you just get that uplifting oud, that beautiful spices, the atomizer. It's pretty darn good. It's a little pressurized. I wouldn't call it pressurized really, but it's better than your normal atomizer. Let's put it that way. Performance. M7 lasts about 8 hours on my skin. This one's about 6.5, maybe closer to the 7 range. It isn't as good, but when you consider it's way more affordable and it's also easier to get, I highly recommend this one. Check out from Fragrance World, Absolute Oud Magnificent 7. Next up is a question I get all the time about a fresh fragrance that works great in the summer. What do I think about Mont Blanc Legend Spirit? This fragrance smells like Invictus Aqua 2016. Now, Invictus Aqua 2016 is discontinued. Even Invictus Aqua has been discontinued. This is that bubblegum sweetness that Invictus has, but it has a bit of aquatic notes. So because of that, it makes it a little fresher, more available, more accessible in the high heat. I am not the biggest fan of it. I love to wear this fragrance when I'm running because I feel like as you run, it really wafts up in the air, especially if you're outdoors. It really works well with the air around you. So an outdoor fragrance, this is good. If I'm going to a festival or an outdoor event, I might consider this fragrance in the heat, but it's that Invictus DNA. I feel like it's too bubblegum sweet. Like if we could tone that down even like 20% more and make it a little bit more aquatic, I think this would have been one of the greatest fragrances ever. And again, this is cloning another fragrance. So really, I guess technically I'm talking about the Invictus fragrance. Should have been that way, but whatever. Again, if you want that style fragrance, it smells good. Atomizer, again, like most Mont Blancs, it gets the job done. It isn't the greatest. It doesn't have as wide of a spray. It's more just it like attacks you. But if I'm honest, I like this fragrance. I think it is good in the summer if you're outdoors. Outside of that, I usually stay away from this. But if you're looking for a good gym fragrance or looking for a good running fragrance, this is a good one here. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. P.S. The ladies do like it. Next up is, I don't know if I want to say controversy, but one of my favorite fragrances is from Mugler and is Purehavan. This is a beautiful cherry pipe tobacco fragrance. You can look it up online. I don't think cherry is even listed, but it's the style of pipe tobacco that they use. And so it gives you a little hint of cherry in the DNA, and it's just uplifting, it's gentlemanly. If I'm honest, it's one of the very few tobacco fragrances I'd say, not guaranteed, but it's a really good compliment getter, even with the ladies. So that's something to be said about tobacco. Normally tobacco doesn't work. Purehavan does work. Now, for the longest time, you would have to get Naxos. That's the closest fragrance, and Naxos is not a one-to-one to Purehavan, but it's as close as you can get. Thankfully, Emer made this. This is Vue Elegant. Most people say this is a Naxos clone. I get that cherry pipe tobacco. And then when I checked out Naxos when I was in London recently, I'm like, this is not the same. It does not smell the same. Naxos is a little bit deeper, richer. Purehavan's a little bit more bright and fresh and uplifting, and this smells like that. So I think this is actually much closer to Purehavan. If you're looking for that Mugler style fragrance, check out this one right here. It's Vue Elegant. I don't like the cap. It's already starting to flake off in my hand. The moment I got it, it's been flaking off. And in fact, I don't know if you can see, it's just that shell is just kind of coming off. I don't know if there's leakage. I don't know if it's just cheaply made. Who knows? The cap feels really heavy in my hand too, which is the weird thing. You'd think it'd be high quality. It just doesn't feel good. But Atomizer, it gets the job done. Sprays a good amount out, and again, it smells just like Purehavan. I love this fragrance. It gives me the same DNA. Purehavan lasts about 8 hours on my skin. This one, again, is kind of closer to the 6 hour range. And I'm kind of noticing that with these fragrances. They don't get the projection and longevity like the original, but they get you that DNA. And at the end of the day, that's good enough for me. Love this fragrance. Again, because it's so cheap, you can take the bottle, just spray it on, or get a travel atomizer and fill it up. I love it. If you want something close to Purehavan, but you don't want to pay the prices on eBay, check out Vue Elegant from Emer. All right, another fragrance I talk about a lot. So I love Le Male. I have a ton of Le Male fragrances. I'm a big fan of that line. There's one fragrance bottle I wish I could get, and that is Lal Essence. I had an opportunity last year to get it at duty free. I didn't take it, thinking I could do it later, and then it disappeared, and I've never seen it again. And I highly regret that decision. I wish I would have taken it up. It was almost like a gift from God. Here you go. Here's a fragrance. Get it. And I just didn't take it. So regret that immensely. Thankfully, Fragrance World has this fragrance. Now, the only place I could find this, FYI, was Walmart's website. So if you want this, I would check out Walmart's website and see. This is called Posh Omega. This smells spot on to Lal Essence. Lal Essence is like Le Male with just leather. And holy cow, this smells amazing. I get similar performance to Lal Essence. It isn't the longest lasting fragrance in the world. It does last a good amount of time. Like I think the original goes about 9 hours on my skin, which sounds great, but it isn't like a heavy projector the whole time. You know, about that 7-hour mark, it kind of starts to tone down to a little bit of a skin scent. Still there for about 2 more hours. This one, I get about 5 hours of great performance and then a couple more of decent performance. Again, wish we could make it longer lasting, have this DNA to just be a beast mode fragrance. But you know what? It is what it is. Love it. Again, I think this cost me about $40 for this fragrance. And when you consider people were offering me Lal Essence online for like $180, $250 range, like $40, heck yes. I will take the less performance just to have this fragrance. Now, again, the only place I could find it though was at Walmart. I couldn't even find this on Fragrantica. It's like this fragrance never even existed. It was so bizarre. I don't get what's going on, but people need to get this fragrance. Atomizer's okay. It isn't the greatest. You really have to push hard to get it to spray out, but you know what? I will take it because it gives me that Le Male leather vibe, and I just love Lal Essence. Please, JPG, bring it back. Just bring it back. Give me another version then. I need more leather. I need your perfect fragrance with leather. Please, please. But until then, I'll have to wear Posh Omega. So those are 4 fragrances. I was going to mention a 5th fragrance, but the problem is I don't own the fragrance. Just FYI, Pure Malt is another one from Amen, and there's a fragrance clone out called Starman Nebula that Asha Jensen's was talking about, how it's like a 1-to-1, smells amazing. I just haven't smelled it. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, I'm not going to do a review on a fragrance I haven't even smelled. Even if it's good, I don't know. But hey, tell you what, why don't you comment down below, tell me other fragrances that are clones of discontinued fragrances that you like to wear. Because it's amazing having these fragrances out that we can then wear fragrances that have been removed from the market and the public can't get. There is another one, FYI, Bentley from In Absolute. I think that's the name of it. It's a black bottle. I do own that one. It's supposed to smell like Gucci Pour Homme 2. The issue, again, kind of like the last one, I haven't smelled Gucci Pour Homme 2, so I don't know how close it is to it. I think it's close because that's what everyone says, but who knows? It's apparently the same perfumer did both, so I assume it's the same. I don't know. Just going to rock with these 4 fragrances for now. But hey, comment down below. Let me know your fragrance. And as always, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate what you're doing. This channel is growing, and it's all because of your support. Have a great day. This is Nubs.